Did you really think I wouldn't notice? I've memorized every move you make, your silence, your laughter, even the way your eyes avoid mine. You think you're mysterious, but I've studied you like a language I was destined to understand. Every breath you take speaks louder than your words. I don't just see you, I feel you. The rhythm of your energy, the pause before you lie, the tremble when truth almost escapes. You can fool the world, but not me. I've memorized the way your soul shifts when you're trying to hide something. Every time you try to act indifferent, I notice the tension in your voice. That's how I know I still matter. You move like a secret, but I've mapped every motion of your heart. I know what each silence means. Did you really think I wouldn't notice how you still check my shadow before you walk away? I always see you seeing me. I memorized you without trying, the curve of your habits, the pulse of your fears, the poetry of your flaws. You thought your mask was perfect, but I've learned the rhythm behind your every disguise. You're an open book to me. I can tell when you're pretending not to care. I've seen that look too many times, the one that hides the ache. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? You changed your perfume, but your energy still lingers like an unfinished sentence. I've memorized every move you make, even the ones you think are invisible, especially those. Your silence used to comfort me. Now it screams everything you don't want me to hear. You can change your tone, your habits, your story, but not the way your heart hesitates when it's near mine. I still notice the way your hands shake when you hear my name, even if you pretend not to care. I've memorized your rhythm so well that even your absence feels like a pattern I can't unlearn. You thought I stopped watching, but my soul never stopped reading you, line by line, breath by breath. Did you really think I wouldn't see how you hide your emotions behind humor? I've lived in those walls. You've become predictable, not because you're simple, but because I've studied your storms. I've seen the way your eyes betray your voice. You may say you're fine, but your soul trembles otherwise. You can walk past me without a glance, but I'll still notice the flicker of hesitation in your steps. I memorize the way your smile changes when it's real, and the pain it tries to cover. Every time you lie, I hear the truth whispering underneath it. I know that sound too well. Did you think your absence would make me forget? It only sharpened my senses toward you. You can vanish, but I'll still recognize your ghost in every familiar silence. I've memorized your patterns, how you withdraw when you're scared, how you joke when you're hurt. Your face is a map of emotions I've traveled endlessly, and every road still leads to the truth you hide. I see you in every version of yourself, even the ones you try to bury. Did you really think I wouldn't notice how your light flickers when you're trying to stay strong? I've memorized your chaos, your calm, your contradictions. You're the storm I studied until I became one. Every move you make echoes through me. I know when your heart is heavy, even before you speak. You can't hide energy. It exposes what your face tries to deny. And I've memorized yours by heart. I watched you change, not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't stop noticing the little ways you drifted away. You think you're unreadable, but I've been fluent in your silences since the beginning. I've memorized your distance, how it feels, how it sounds, how it hurts. Did you think I wouldn't feel the shift? The way your laughter turned hollow overnight. You don't realize it, but every time you move, you leave traces, invisible to most, but not to me. I can sense you before you speak, like an unfinished song I've heard too many times. You think I'm not paying attention, but I've noticed every hesitation, every half-truth, every glance that lingers too long. I memorized the rhythm of your soul, and now I notice every beat that's missing. Your eyes give you away every time. They're the only part of you that never learned how to lie. You thought you could fade quietly, but your energy still shouts your name inside my chest. I've memorized the weight of your silence. It's heavier than any goodbye. Every move you make tells a story you refuse to say out loud, but I've learned to read between the movements. Did you think I wouldn't notice the way your laughter dimmed after we fell apart? I see you trying to hide the ache, but your energy hums in a frequency only I can hear. You change your clothes, your tone, your expressions, but your soul still carries the same rhythm I fell for. I've memorized the way your voice cracks when you try to sound strong. It still breaks something in me. I notice the way your hands linger on things that remind you of me, even when you try to deny it. You can mask your emotions with jokes and distractions, but I've memorized the tremor in your voice when truth escapes. Every glance you throw my way carries a story I already know by heart. Did you think your late night messages would go unnoticed? I hear the hesitation between your words. I've memorized your patterns of avoidance, your silent retreats, the way you step back just when I lean in. Even your anger has a rhythm, one I've traced and learned to anticipate. I notice the small ways you soften when no one else is watching, the moments that reveal your truth. You can lie to everyone else, but your energy betrays you. And I've memorized every nuance. Did you really think I wouldn't see the cracks in your carefully built walls? I watch them like a map. I notice how your laughter doesn't always reach your eyes, a detail only someone who memorized you would see. I've memorized the way you tilt your head when unsure, the subtle hesitations that speak louder than words. Your energy leaves traces, invisible to others, but I can feel every shift you try to hide. You may act like nothing matters, but I've memorized the way your body reacts when you think I'm not looking. Did you think I wouldn't hear the silence after your storm of words? I've memorized that too. I notice the quiet moments where your vulnerability slips through, the ones you think are invisible. Every time you step back, I notice the longing in your retreat. I've memorized that pattern too well. You may try to act indifferent, but I know the truth of your heart. I've memorized it long ago. Did you think your past actions wouldn't echo in my mind? I've memorized every one of them. I notice the way your breath changes when you think I don't see, the subtle signals of your emotions. I've memorized your smiles and your frowns, the fleeting expressions that reveal everything you try to hide. You can try to forget me, but I notice the way your thoughts circle back, time and time again. Did you really think I wouldn't notice how your eyes linger on the memories we shared? I notice the little hesitations in your steps, the silent battles you fight before pretending everything is fine. I've memorized your voice in anger, in joy, in sorrow. Every tone, every crack, every unspoken word. You may hide your feelings behind sarcasm, but I see through it. I've memorized every mask you wear. I notice when your attention drifts, when your mind wanders to places only I've been. I've memorized the way you hesitate before you speak, the pauses that reveal more than your words. Did you really think your secrets were invisible? I've memorized them piece by piece. I notice the patterns of your heart, the silent rhythms of longing and doubt, the hidden truths beneath your smiles. You may try to leave traces of normalcy, but I've memorized the cracks in your facade. I notice the way you flinch at memories, the way your hands tense when the past whispers to you. I've memorized your silences as much as your words, the quiet confessions that escape only in stillness. Did you really think I wouldn't notice the way you remember me in fleeting moments? I see it all. I notice how your energy shifts around certain people, how your warmth is reserved for moments that matter. I've memorized the subtle ways you show care, the glances, the small gestures, the words you never say. You can try to erase your traces, but I notice the lingering fingerprints of your presence everywhere. Did you think I wouldn't notice how your heart hesitates when it hears my name? I feel it. I notice the quiet cracks in your armor, the moments where your guard slips and your true self shines through. I've memorized every move you make, the way you pause before answering, the sighs you try to hide. You may try to act unaffected, but I notice the flicker in your eyes, the subtle tremor in your tone. I notice when you retreat into yourself, when your silence speaks louder than any words could. I've memorized your habits, your routines, the way you move through life, as though unaware of the gaze that follows. Did you really think I wouldn't notice the longing behind your laughter, the tension behind your smiles? I notice how you linger on memories, how your thoughts wander to places only I've seen. I've memorized the way your hands move when you're nervous, when you're happy, when you're fighting to stay composed. You may act casual, but I notice the cracks, the hesitation, the doubt, the moments you're most real. Did you think I wouldn't notice the moments you hesitate before reaching for me? The unspoken questions in your gaze. I notice the rhythm of your life, the pattern of your moods, the silent signals that speak louder than your voice. I've memorized every fragment of you, the visible, the hidden, the moments you think nobody sees.